Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cookeville Now. I am Herbert Williams, and this is Clarissa Williams, my host.
Thank you. I'm glad to be a co-host here today. We are so excited to kick off this season of Cookeville Now. We believe everyone has a story to tell, and we're bringing you neighbor-to-neighbor stories. And one of our newest neighbors, is Lisa Garcia.
Hello. Thanks.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself to our audience? They would love to meet you.
Love that. So thanks so much for having me. My name is Lisa Garcia, and I just moved here in July of 2022 from San Diego, California. And I moved to Cookeville because it was the closest city to Jamestown, which I have friends that live in Jamestown. So, yeah.
Sounds awesome. Well, I know you have just some great stories that you have told us, and we're excited to dive in today, and we'll get started with a couple of questions we've came up with, and we may have a few more.
Well, one of the main questions I'd like to ask you is, can you tell us about the history and founding of Cleanse Wellness Spa?
Well, I love internal detox, and I love it because it really helps people's quality of life, and I found it for myself, and so I just really wanted to share it, and I got in with some wonderful people that really were founders of putting their talk with their walk, right? And I saw how healthy that they were, and I saw how long they'd been doing it, and I was really blessed to be mentored by them. So I wanted to do what they did and open up a wellness spa that did all things internal detox.
So tell us where Cleanse Wellness Spa is located, and what is your web address, so that way if someone wants to look it up, they can look it up on the website as well.
So Cleanse Wellness Spa is located here in the heart of Cookeville. It is at 420 South Low Avenue, and that's right behind Aldi's and Absolute Fitness. And the website is cleansewellnessspa.com.
All right. Now, there's a lot of different things that inspire all of us. What inspired you the most to get involved in this? We know everybody is on a journey. Everybody is looking at health, and there's lots and lots of things that we're all learning every day. We talked a little bit about me telling you how I've started looking at probiotics and prebiotics, and I'm close to 50. And, we all have those issues. So what inspired you to get involved in this type of medical and spa environment?
My family. My family has a history of chronic illness, and I noticed that their relatives before them weren't the healthiest eaters or exercisers, didn't live the healthiest lifestyle, but they still lived a much better quality of life, and they lived a lot longer. So I started trying to figure out why that was, and I feel like it's the food supply and some other things, the water supply, and a lot of things that we're doing and also not doing, like spending time in the sun, not being so stressed. We weren't really meant to multitask, and so my family was really my inspiration, because I've got a mom who's 74 years old, who's very ill with lupus and all kinds of inflammatory diseases, autoimmune diseases. And my dad is 72, and he's a diabetic with, missing a leg. And I just felt like it was time to try to be proactive. Rather, I was almost going to get into nursing. I was a paralegal for many years, and then I wanted to get into health and wellness. But I felt like as a nurse, I would be taking care of people that were already kind of behind the mark, and I wanted to try to be ahead of the game and try to help them before they got to that point.
So we know a lot of the issues that you have, they originate and stay within the gut.
Yes.
And a lot of the things you offer help to make that better and to just ease the pain and the inflammation. And there's so many things, whether it's, I'm sure, rheumatoid arthritis or, like you said, lupus. There's a lot of those different things that I feel like that I hear more and more people having those things. There's definitely a spike in a lot of different health issues. And we were just talking about, this is the I believe, #1 area for colorectal cancer.
It is the number two.
Number two.
And colorectal cancer is the number 3 cause of cancer-related deaths in the country. Wow. So it's really affecting younger and younger people. It used to be primarily genetic, but now it's just off the charts. And that's, of course, the worst case scenario. But what people don't understand is that 90% of serotonin is manufactured in the gut. So that's your feel-good hormone. And also a heavy part of your immunity is in the gut. So if your gut is imbalanced, there's so many. There's Hashimoto's and Crohn's and colitis, and there's just a whole host of celiac disease and IBS, and all of that is related to inflammation in the gut. And low-lying inflammation is tied to almost every chronic illness.
Because that's one of the things when I did research, when I got over and healed from my condition, everything led back to what we eat and how it contributes to inflammation in the body.
And it's true. And my clients have a wide variety of reasons for coming. Some are just trying to stay well and feel better and clear their brain fog. And some have Rocky Mountain spotted fever and Lyme disease or MS. I mean, I have people, and they do their own research, and then they find me. They Google the services, and here I am.
Where would you say most of your clients, you've got your core client base here in the Upper Cumberland.
Yes.
But you have clients that are coming as far away as part of the area we grew up in over in Kentucky.
Yes, that's true. I have had a couple people coming. Is it London?
Yeah, London, Kentucky.
We grew up in Williamsburg. Well, I grew up in Williamsburg. He grew up in Hyden.
Which is right in that same area. It's in the eastern Kentucky, Appalachian area. So she drove about 2.5 to almost 3 hours to get here.
She does do that. She currently does do that. So, yes, we have had most of our clients from the Upper Cumberland, but we have people that come from Knoxville. Apparently there was a spa like mine in Knoxville, and it closed during COVID. So it's between me and a place in Chattanooga, and they choose me because of my reviews. So when I moved here in July, I didn't know anybody here at all. And probably seen about 300 clients, and I have over 65-star reviews, and they're all organically sourced. So there's all different people, walks of life, men and women, different ages that have come in for different reasons, that have explored different modalities of our services that have really had really great results.
And I think that those reviews speak volumes because you have no negative reviews.
No.
You have one of the most relaxing atmospheres. You are a great person to talk to. I know we've shared about our Christian faith. So it goes beyond your being a number, signing a piece of paper and getting in and getting out. You truly want to take care of that person so that they are healed and they have a better life value.
Quality of
Yes.
life. Yeah.
Well, that is very true. I love my clients so much. And they all come in, like I said, for different reasons. And so I feel like everything has to be tailored to the individual. So some people may, like I said, they come in for different reasons. So I have a lot of people come in with Lyme, like I said, MS. I also have people that bring in their adult autistic children. That's a huge part of my business as well. They love the foot detoxing, and they certainly love the saunas and the lymphatic. So everyone's different. Everyone's different. A lot of people that are nervous, stressed, a lot of traveling people, traveling nurses. When we are out of our element, our digestion can get into a fight or flight state, and it slows down. And the next thing you know, we've got a problem. We're not feeling right. We're not feeling our best.
Well, I don't care to say, if I'm on an airplane, I am not wanting to use that bathroom on that airplane. I will avoid it like the plague. So I could see how that would definitely impact you, and in more ways than one.
Yes.
But there are a lot of people who don't even know that your services are here to help them with those types of situations.
Yes. And I've done my very best. I'm doing my very best, which is why I'm working with the best people and really making a lot of appearances on Facebook and running specials. And I have a billboard up, and I really want to be able to reach the community and have them understand what I do, and that it's not a colonoscopy, and that it's not invasive, and that it's not a massage. I really want people to understand what I do. My website is really explanatory. I've got about 16 videos on there, including a client testimonial that's pretty powerful from a lady that lived a very healthy life and currently does. And the services just completely changed her life. But yeah, I feel like so many people can benefit from these services. And so we just want to let them know that we're here. We're trying to offer big city services at small town prices. And our certifications really do set us apart. That's another reason we get some of the business that we get, that people drive for us, because of the certifications, being board credentialed. And I would like to go all the way to instructor, to be honest with you. I feel like competition drives excellence. And I feel like other businesses like this should definitely be here in the Upper Cumberland and beyond, because I feel like it's going to make all the difference in people's health.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you have a passion for it, you'd be great at training others to do it.
I love it.
Yes.
I'm so into it. People laugh at me and they call me the colon queen or the poop lady, and I just love it. That's such a compliment to me, because people have come in and just one lady just started crying and crying, and I was nervous. I'm like, is everything okay? And she's like, I just feel so emotional. Then she like wrote me a long email about how she did her own research and found out that that was some sort of an emotional release that she had because she was so stressed for so long.
Oh my goodness.
She had been studying for tests and all this stuff and really been bound up a long time. So a lot of our emotions are tied in with our gut as well.
That's very
It really
true.
is.
Yeah, if you get nervous, if you're going to do a speech or if you're getting bad news or anything that makes you nervous, the first thing that when your brain is thinking about something that's nerve-wracking,
Yes.
you always feel it in your stomach, butterflies in the stomach. It's the truth.
So true.
It's this huge brain-gut connection.
And stress is going to impact everybody. I don't care
Yes.
what age you are. You're going to be impacted by stress at some point.
Yes, and chronic stress. I mean, like, obviously there's chronic stress because we're running around doing so many things at once, but that will completely affect everything, your digestion, your weight, your ability to think properly, your ability to perform in your job and with your family. So we have a lot of different people coming in, and some of them are very healthy people, and they just want to stay healthy. Yoga instructors and holistic people. And then there's other people that are really trying to overcome a lifetime of just not feeling well, say that.
So you have people who basically have made health and wellness their life that are coming in. And then you have people who are coming in for medical reasons, but then you also have the spa for the foot detox and those types of things, which I can't wait to try. I'll tell everybody how it goes because I think it's going to be awesome. So you'll have to tell them a little bit about the foot detox because it's fascinating to me.
And what other types of services and stuff? What do you do other than just the foot and the colon? Can you give us a synopsis on it all?
Sure. So we do an ionic foot detox bath, which is where your feet are placed in warm water and an electrical device is put on in the water called an array, and you're wearing a wristband. Now, the feet are a very powerful method of cleansing the body because the feet have very large pores. And so the ionic foot detox, the water will turn brown whether your feet are in there or not because the water is ionizing. It's a chemical change in the water, but it's putting in positive and negative ions into that water and pulling out impurities like heavy metals and lymphatic tissue or lymphatic drainage tissue and cellular debris. I just talked to someone today who owns a healthy place to eat in town. I won't give the name, but and they came in and they were talking about how their rings were really tight. And I could see that the lymphatic was really kind of clogged up. So it's a really good way to just have a nice relaxing detox. It's not heavy duty and people feel really great after it. And we also have a foot bath, which is lemon and peppermint essential oils with Epsom salts.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yes, it's very relaxing. We have a far infrared sauna, which I highly recommend. Infrared heat is very healing to the body. It helps with inflammation. It helps with blood pressure. And the way it helps with the immune system is that it creates a mock fever in your body. So it heats your body from the inside out like a baby would be in an incubator. And ours does red light therapy at the same time. So it'll cause you to have a temperature in your body of 1 to 3 degrees higher. And we all know the reason our bodies create a fever is because our immune system's kicking in. So in here, your immune system is kicking in without you actually being sick.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's wonderful, wonderful. People come out of there and they all say the same thing. I love that sauna. And ours has a Bluetooth so you can watch your shows on the outside or however. We have electrolymphatic drainage therapy, which is really wonderful for the body.
Wow.
The lymph system has immunity in it, just like the gut has. And every single cell of your body is bathed in lymph. So if it's not draining properly, you get swelling, you get headaches, you can get inflamed in your body. And so everything above the belly button drains in the thoracic area and everything below drains in the groin. And this is a light touch equipment base. I have a lot of people post-surgery come into me. So a large part of our business in San Diego were cosmetic surgeons. Really, really helps the healing process. 50 times more effective than a traditional lymphatic massage at draining lymph, and people come in and they feel amazing.
We put your company in front of the right audience. Our services include website creation, search engine optimization, search engine management, social media management, geofencing, video production, podcasts, and more. We can help you get found easy and affordable. We are your partner. We work with you as your team, giving you the best option for marketing. Stop by today, email us, or call us at 931-854-1313.
And I'm seeing a lot of those lymphatic massages on Facebook.
Oh, yes.
It's a big trend, I guess, right now. And then I would assume that you would also have a lot of people who are either have a history of breast cancer, or I think I shared with you before that I had dealt with breast cancer issues about 10 years ago, and everything about the drainage for the lymph nodes and all of those things came into that conversation. So I could see how those types of things would also be beneficial to someone who's dealing with any of those types of things as well.
Lymphatic therapy is wonderful for anybody. And the only contraindications to the lymphatic drainage therapy would be the same for the ionic foot detox, because it uses electricity to clean the systems. You cannot have a pacemaker or anything with an electric charge, and you also cannot have had an organ transplant. But other than that, you're free to do it and good to go. And again, another big part of my client base for that are adult autistic children. They love it on their heads.
That's awesome.
They love it. Yeah, it's wonderful. And then, of course, I have the colon hydrotherapy, which is a main service that we offer. Very discreet, and we have 2 different therapies available. You can check them out on our website. There's brochures I have, and I'm always welcoming people to come into the spa so they can see for themselves what the equipment looks like, talk to me, meet me, and just have a pleasant experience before they come in. People usually start with the ionic foot detox, and then before you know it, they're regulars for the colonics and the other things. They just feel better.
Well, we look forward to showing everyone. We're going to go on a tour and show everyone what it looks like when you walk in and where you park from when you walk in to when you walk out.
That'd be awesome. I would love to have you.
So I guess that led into, tell us about a typical visit to Cleanse Wellness. I mean, what typically happens?
Well, I mean, obviously, depending on the service, but usually someone will come in and they'll call first. They want to meet me and talk and ask questions, and then they'll come into the spa and they will tour all the rooms and they'll ask questions. And they love the way it smells. I have a woman that comes in and she goes, "This place is like an oasis, you know."
It's a spa.
I always well, it's interesting because when people usually think of spa, they think of massages or facials or pedicures, and those are all wonderful spa services. But I will tell you that some of my clients are spa owners in the area, and they love our services because not only are they busy and on their feet all the time and stressed out and running from place to place and not really taking time to eat or drink, but they also handle things and they're around things that absorb into their bodies. And so if you're a hairdresser or if you do facials, I know you're wearing gloves and stuff, but you're still breathing.
Right.
And it's not like it's bad for you. It's just that we get overloaded.
Well, we've just recently, there's some information about the city doing some things with the water, and I think the water treatment from one of the last city council meetings. But we've also talked about the water here in Cookeville and some of the things that can be impacting people from that perspective. And just knowing that you're going to have those types of chemicals in your body, it's scary because you don't really know what you have in your body. I mean, you're going to have things in soda like Coke or Mountain Dew, yellow dye in Mountain Dew, all those things. I think we all know what all of those things are. But then there's those things that we don't really know and we think we know.
Right.
But then when you start learning about all these things, you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that this could really be poisoning me. And I think I'm doing the right thing by drinking water.
Yeah. Well, the water here, like everywhere in the country, is compromised. And that's just a fact. They have to put certain chemicals in there at way over the dose that they need to, because they have so many different things in the water supply. They're trying to clean it. That being said, it's just not palatable for drinking, in my opinion, right? So, but that's just me. I'm a holistic person.
Everybody's a little bit different.
So they have great options. You can get sink filters. There's a place called H2O Water Biz that has excellent filters. That's a whole house filter that I have. There's Culligan. There's a lot of different options. I wanted the whole house because I didn't want to even shower in the water. And remember, our bodies are absorbing these toxins.
So it's kind of like a sponge.
The epidermis is really.
It is an absolute, it's your largest organ, and it is a sponge. So the chlorine, if you have your kids go outside and swim in your pool and then they come inside and take a shower in chlorinated water, they're not washing off the chlorine. And I know that when I flush my toilets and stuff at work, I can smell the chlorine really strong, but at home I can't anymore because I have that whole house water filtration system that I put in from that H2O Water Biz, and I highly recommend them if anyone's listening on that. I did talk to a spa owner who owns a very busy spa here in Cookeville who is in the medical field, and she had a cancer. She had a female cancer in her early years, I think late 20s, maybe early 30s, and she attributed it to the water.
Oh my goodness.
So when she got a whole house filtration system and started making some changes, she's better now, right? So she went through that. But I definitely think that the toxins, we're just not used to it. Our body can't handle it.
Right.
A lot of chemicals. It's kind of like if you eat something that's genetically modified, it's kind of like if I'm trying to eat this pen. Like our body doesn't really recognize
so many
it
foods
as food.
have plastic in them now and things that
And
who
so
would think to put plastic in food.
Yeah, but that's what they put in all the hamburger buns at fast food restaurants.
Right.
And so it's not really about me saying, well, you shouldn't do this at the spa and you shouldn't dye your hair and you shouldn't eat that. I'm just saying that our bodies can only take so much.
Right.
So anything that we can do to help it to detox, we should do that because it's always going to be a benefit to us.
You're going to feel much better
You're going to feel better. Yes.
Live a better quality of life.
So if I came in, let's say I'm coming in for the first time, it's not the same as a pedicure. So I come in, what is the steps or the process that I'm going to follow as a new client coming in for foot detox?
Well, the one thing that's common for all of my services, but especially with foot detox, is that you want to be hydrated. So you want to have had decent amount of water consumption. We have electrolyte drinks and snacks on the premises for anyone that needs them. Hydration is key to help that lymph flow, to help the colonic, and to help the ionic foot detox or anything. Because obviously there's mild detox symptoms with some people. If you've come in and you're not feeling great or you're dehydrated, you can get a little bit lightheaded, but you want that. Like that's part of it. That's part of, you feel better right away as soon as your electrolytes are balanced, but you want to be able to know that it's working and you want to be able to be as comfortable as you can. The ionic foot detox and the lemon peppermint foot soak are really popular and they're both 30 minutes long. We have the ability to do two people at one time for the ionic foot detox plus a third chair for the foot soak. We can do as a 2-man sauna, so you and your husband at the same time or best friends. We also have 2 open system colonics at the same time. So we try to help people to buddy up just because they like doing it. They like having a spa day. And one lady said on one of the reviews, she said, a lot of people invest their money in this treatment or that treatment, but I prefer to do it, to invest in my insides. And both of her parents, I think, had colon cancer. But it wasn't in their family before that.
Wow.
So that's kind of what I'm seeing is a lot of people that really aren't, they don't know why they're getting these different illnesses.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think that as we learn more and we see things happening and, everything changes, we're going to see more and more. We're going to be educated more. We're going to understand more about what these things do to our bodies and how there are options for us that will help us to take care of them.
Right. And that's very true. And in our spa, the only thing that we use, aside for lymphatic and sauna, obviously, is just water. We don't use chemicals. We don't use any type of stimulants. We don't put anything funky in the water, not even any dyes, food dyes, or anything to make it look blue and fuzzy. It's just plain filtered water.
That's great.
That's awesome. So if there's, what would you like to say to the people watching right now that don't know about you? What sets you apart from all the other spas or health spas in the area? What would you say set you apart?
I feel like the services.
Okay.
The services definitely are unique to the area. And the fact that the spa is dedicated fully to detoxing and detox modalities is definitely important. Also, the credentialing that I have, National Board Credentialed Colon Hydrotherapist and National Board Certified Health and Wellness Coach. I mean, those are big board exams. A lot of schooling goes into that, and the tests are like 5 hours long, and they're just really important. I'm a member of IACT, the International Association of Colon Therapists, and National Board of the Certification of the Health and Wellness Coaches, which it's kind of does set me apart. I mean, like if I was working for a hospital, they could, insurance could bill me and stuff like that. You have to have certain amount of, integrity brought to the field. So that, and just the dedication, I think I really love my clients. I love them. I feel like they feel loved. I don't know how many times people have said on those reviews, she's not just in it for the money. I can tell that she loves what she does. I can tell that she loves her people. I felt comfortable. That's really important to me because here in the South, I'm noticing a difference than in the West Coast, in that people are much more modest in some ways. And I'm not saying that the West Coast is immodest.
Right.
I'm just saying that a lot of people there are very into the health and wellness. And I feel like there's a huge shift here. Mm-hmm. People here are very smart. Right. And people here have tried very hard to live a good life, and they don't want to die young, and they don't want to not be able to play on the floor with their grandkids, and they're starting to fight back.
Right.
Yeah. They're starting to go to, and when I do health coaching with people and they tell me, well, I'm not going to eat any fast food all week. And then they come back to me for their check-in and they're like, oh, I ate fast food 3 times last week. I'm like, and I said, so you didn't eat fast food twice. Like it's all building on that positive reinforcement. And then they get so excited.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel. I feel like there's a big health shift here. So that's what makes me different. I feel like I'm just here to really educate and just help people. I don't think that there's anyone out there that couldn't benefit from these services or doesn't know anyone that could.
So you basically help build out a wellness plan with every person that comes in.
Yes, because everyone has a different goal.
Okay.
Everyone has a different goal and everyone has a different thing going on. Some people, I have one lady that wants to like climb a big mountain in another country. She's going to go with some friends from like college. And like they've been out of college for like, I want to say 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And
that's
so
impressive.
She's trying to reduce some inflammation. She's feeling great. And so we're working on a certain plan for her. And she's got a certain service. And she's also working on cutting some sugar out of her diet because she can feel like her her joints are getting cramped. And so she's doing really well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you work on personalized plans with each one of your clients? They may be different, or it could be something directed by their medical physician, or do you do that kind of stuff?
I have a few people that are seeing me by prescription from their doctor. Believe it or not, MDs are actually not completely against this, right? And I have a couple of cosmetic surgeons that are referring me people. As far as wellness plans, because I'm a coach, we work together and we let the client decide what's best going to work for them. I'm not a registered dietitian. I can't prescribe meals, but we do a lot of troubleshooting. I ask them what they know about what's going on in their life and what they've read. And then we talk about how they think that they can implement certain goals. We use SMART goals to try to troubleshoot things. And we come back with check-ins for the health coaching at least. And we see what worked and what didn't. And we let the client design their own plan and then we work it together, kind of like a buddy system.
Well, that is awesome. And your skin is glowing. I hope that it comes through on the cameras, but whatever you're doing is working. And we enjoyed having you here in the studio so much.
Thank you so much, you guys, for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And anybody that needs to find out more can go by and visit her on her location or give her a call. And what is your phone number?
It's 931-295-8779.
All right. Thank you again, Lisa.
Welcome.
Thank you, everyone. And tune in next time at Cookeville Now, where we will bring you the stories of your neighbors and the people, places, and businesses that make the Upper Cumberland what it is today.
Yes. See you then.